What's cracking, pro wrestling fans? Welcome to the very first episode of the Hardway Pro Wrestling Show. My name is Josh Mercer, aka the Fight Rider, and I'm excited to bring to you my very own pro wrestling show here on YouTube, and I'm also going to be chucking out on podcast platforms as well. So thank you for taking the time to join me. Welcome, and as you know, we did have a big weekend in pro wrestling with the 2026 Royal Rumble on yesterday on Netflix here in Australia. As you know, we're well and truly on the road to WrestleMania now, and all roads lead to Las Vegas. So a bit of I won't say mixed reaction, because there's a bit of a consensus online and from some people I've spoken to that have watched it, that the show, yesterday's show, wasn't the best. It had its moments, of course, but there was a few things that I didn't really like. A few things I did like, but you know, that's I'll talk about those anyway. I unfortunately, because it started at 5 a.m. where I live in Australia, in Queensland, I missed the start because I was up a bit late on Saturday night. So I missed the Women's Rumble and had to watch it a bit later. I woke up just in time, just as Gunther was making his way to the ring for his match with AJ Styles. We'll start with the Women's Rumble, since I did get a chance to look at it. As we all know, Liv Morgan was the winner there. Not a bad choice, but wasn't the choice that I had. I personally would have liked to have seen Tiffany Stratton win, but I was happy that she was at least in the final three. So the final three there was Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, and Sol Ruca from NXT, who is I'm impressed with, and not only am I impressed with her, it seems that a lot of people high up in WWE are impressed with her as well. So she's no doubt got a big future. She's very athletic. The Soul Snatcher is a pretty amazing move, and it looks like a hard one to pull off. She did a double one in the Royal Rumble on Liv and Tiffany, so that was impressive. But yeah, she's going to have a big future. But Liv Morgan, the woman of the moment, she's come close in the past to winning the Royal Rumble, but now's her time. A friend of mine from work actually told me that the reason why she was made the winner, and that she will possibly go on and win a world title at WrestleMania. I've got a feeling she's going to go for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't see her challenging Jade Cargill for the undisputed women's title. So I feel like she's going to go after Stephanie Vaquer. And obviously there's a bit of a storyline already in there with a Philadelphia street fight between her and Stephanie Vaquer and Raquel Rodriguez on Monday Night Raw. So that's going to be very interesting there. So I'll talk about Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez in a moment. But the reason why I've been told that Liv Morgan's going to get a title is because she is going to be in a movie later this year. And of course, what better way to promote a movie than promote your promotion as well, than have your world champion, your world champion in that movie. So, you know, this is only a rumor. I haven't been able to confirm anything yet. That's just what I've been told. And it could be true, but it also could not be. So yeah, we'll wait and see how that pans out. But my feeling early on is that Liv is going to stay on Raw and challenge Stephanie Vaquer for the women's world heavyweight title. So I mentioned Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan before. The final four was actually the three women I spoke about before: Sol Ruca, Tiffany Stratton, and of course Liv Morgan. Raquel Rodriguez was the fourth, and just after she had dumped Rhea Ripley out on the floor with a Tahana bomb, Liv snuck up behind her and tipped her over the top rope. So that was surprising. I wonder if we're going to see a bit of a shift in Big Mummy Cool, as she's been calling herself lately, which I love. I dig that name. a bit of a disclaimer. I'm a massive Raquel Rodriguez fan. I have been for some time. I just think she's great. So yeah, that's sorry for that little alarm. That was just my phone going off there. Apologies for that. There'll be no more disruptions during the video. What a way to start off your very first pro wrestling video and podcast, hey? But anyway, but yeah, Raquel Rodriguez. I wonder if this is going to tip the scales into a bit of a face turn for her away from the Judgment Day. But we'll wait and see what the writers or what the higher ups have in store for that sort of thing. But that might be the start of something there. But yeah, we'll wait and see what Raw brings for us this week. Let's go through a quick look at some of the other action. I'm here on the WWE.com looking with the results here. Obviously, speaking of people eliminating their partners, Charlotte Flair eliminated Alexa Bliss, even though they had at the start they were numbers 1 and 2, and at the start they pretended to do moves on each other, which was quite funny. Charlotte at one stage pretended to go for the figure 8. Then before that, Alexa Bliss pretended to go for the Sister Abigail, so that was pretty funny. So yeah, so Bliss was Charlotte tipped out Nia Jax and also tipped out Alexa Bliss as well, so there was double elimination there. So Jordynne Grace. Now, I was hoping for a bit more of a showing from her. I'm a little bit worried that she has moved up from NXT to the SmackDown roster. I'm a massive fan of Jordynne Grace. I was hoping that she would come in with a great showing. It wasn't a bad showing, but I was hoping she would be in the Final Four at least. That would have been nice. So I'm really hoping. I'd like to see her. If there's anyone I'd like to see unseat Jade Cargill, it's probably Jordynne Grace. I know some people probably wouldn't want to see that. It's either Jordynne Grace or Tiffany Stratton who I'd like to see beat Jade Cargill. But obviously, Lola Vice and Candice LeRae were both eliminated by Jordynne Grace. Nia Jax was obviously eliminated by Charlotte Flair. The Bella Twins, as you can see, there's a bit of that's a video, I won't play that because I'll get done for copyright. But the Bella Twins, both Nikki and Brie made their return. No one knew that Brie was going to make it. Obviously, everyone doing the Daniel Bryan yes chants. And of course, Michael Cole in commentary made a little bit of he didn't say Daniel Bryan's name, I should call him Bryan Danielson, because that's what he is now in AEW. He wasn't named by Michael Cole, even though in the past people like, blacklisted people like Ryback and that have been named, are starting to get named on WWE TV. But yeah, Bryan Danielson was not named when Brie Bella, but they sort of had Michael Cole had a little bit of a nod to Danielson with the kicks that Brie Bella was putting on. Becky Lynch obviously had a few good moments there. She eliminated Maxine Dupree, Natty the former Natalia Neidhart, or Natalia, going by Natty now, the low key legend. I'm really liking that change in character for Natty. Yeah, I think that's great, and it's good to see her being just just a badass. Really, that's all there is. But obviously, Becky was eliminated by Natty. I believe that's going to lead to an Intercontinental title match. I believe that at least on night one, if they want to showcase some of the lower titles, like the mid card titles on WrestleMania, definitely get Natty, Maxine Dupree, and Becky Lynch in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title and crown Natty the champion. I think that'd be great. That'd be a really good crowning and surprise for WrestleMania, but we're not here to fantasy book WrestleMania just yet. So yeah, that was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. You had obviously when Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez were all in the Rumble together. They teamed up, and obviously we know what happened to Rodriguez in the end, getting jumped out by her good friend Liv Morgan. Like I said, that may start something up. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I might have mentioned it in just thinking about pre-show that this podcast or this show here, pre-show, that Kiana James, I was impressed with her. I was really impressed with her. I was also really impressed with Lash Legend. They did really well to make her look like an actual badass. I'll probably say badass a lot, guys. I'm going to apologize in advance. So, but she looked great. The bougie bully looking good indeed. So, really well. I'm looking for big things from her. It's not a bad thing putting her with Nia Jax. Maybe give them a tag team title run. They could be the ones to dethrone the dynamic duo of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, or Rio if you'd like to call them that. So Rhea obviously has won the Rumble before. She was thereabouts. I think she was the fifth. She was eliminated with that by that Tahana bomb from Raquel Rodriguez. She eliminated Roxanne Perez with the Razor's Edge. I love Rhea Ripley doing the Razor's Edge. I love Damian Priest doing it, but I also love her doing it as well. So it's really good. Kairi Sane accidentally eliminated Asuka, of course, and then got dumped out by Io in a measure of revenge. So we could see maybe something happening there between the Kabuki Warriors. They may break up. But I don't know if they will. That will be interesting to see. So, yeah. But overall, the women's Rumble was good. I think it was just slightly better than the men's. Still would have preferred someone else winning it, like the young lady right here, Tiffany Stratton. I mean, it's good to have her come back after, being off for so long. But a couple of women from NXT too, besides Sol Ruka, impressed me, and I'm going to be singing this woman's praises for a very long time. Jacy Jayne is my absolute favorite female wrestler on any brand at the moment right now. I've been a fan of hers way back when she was in Toxic Attraction. Now she's leader of Fatal Influence. I always wondered when it was going to be her turn to get the NXT World Title, and she finally did, and she is champion. I mean, she's lost it once and then gained it back again. So I'm happy that she is the NXT champion again. My only hope is that when she makes it to the main roster, they don't waste her or ruin her. I had felt like they were doing that with Kiana James and just making her a consultant with, of course, Julia. But with the showing Kiana had in the Rumble, I think that I may be a bit off the mark there. So, but that's all right. But Lash Legend. Just, 5 superstars it says here she threw out. The Bella Twins, Grace, Jordan Grace, of course, Charlotte Flair, and Io Sky as well. So that was really good. But Liv Morgan, your champion, and I expect her either on Raw this week to call her shot with Stephanie Vaquia. Anyway, moving on to the next match, Gunther ended the career of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is obviously, we all want, our wish is for our wrestlers to go out winners. We saw it with John Cena. He went out on his back. Obviously, the tradition is that you go out on your back when you go out on your back when you're leaving, passing on to the next generation. I can't believe I've got to remember who it was, but I was listening to Richard Deitch's sports media podcast where is it Jimmy Trainer? I think it's Jimmy Trainer. Him and Jimmy Trainer were talking about John Cena going out on his back, and Jimmy Trainer thought that in this day and age you don't need to do the wrestler going out on his back and putting over the younger talent, because We are not in the age of territories anymore. Of course, this used to be done back when there were different wrestling territories all over America. If someone was leaving a territory, it was their job to lose on their way out to put over the next up and comer. So, but if anything, Triple H is a traditionalist. And you can disagree here if you want. He is pro wrestling through and through. He likes to keep some traditions alive. I know a lot of people will say that he's narcissistic. He does this, he does that. He's got an ego, but for me, deep down, I actually think that he loves pro wrestling. Whether he's doing the product right or not at the moment's another thing, but that's neither here nor there. But AJ Styles, I've been a massive fan of AJ Styles since I saw him in the early days of TNA. Back when, he doesn't do it anymore, but when he used to do a shooting star press over the top rope, that was my absolute favorite move. He had some classics in TNA, and I remember when I saw him become, when TNA was affiliated with the NWA, and I saw him become NWA champion for the first time, I was super excited. Back in early days of YouTube, before it is what it is today, when people could upload clips and that sort of thing, I'd constantly watch AJ Styles clips over and over. And I don't know if anyone knows where I could possibly watch this. It's not on YouTube. I've got to work it out. But if I don't know if you remember, I think it was 2006 maybe, when Christopher Daniels, I know it was when TNA was still affiliated with the NWA because they had the NWA tag team titles. I believe it was a Destination X match, they call it, where they have the cables going across the top of the ring. That was when LAX and Conan was their manager. And that was old school LAX when you had Homicide and Hernandez, and Conan was their manager. And they took on Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles. And I remember that promo so well because I used to watch it over and over, because they used in the promo for the match, they used Numb by Linkin Park. And Numb is my absolute favorite Linkin Park song. So I don't know what it was. It just resonated for me. And the voiceover was amazing. Whoever did the voiceover for that it was great. So, pro wrestling community, if you're hearing me, watching me, let me know where I can find that promo, because it's one of my best. But anyway, back to the match. Again, we would have liked to have seen Styles go out, but he put up a great fight. I know everyone was wondering why we couldn't get a year of AJ Styles, and I believe Triple H said it post-show that AJ said he's done, that he didn't want to go on. It would have been great if he made it to WrestleMania. One last WrestleMania would have been fantastic. Even a world title run for the year. But when you're done, you're done. AJ, a wrestler knows when it's their time, and he's going out. So, and even though he's going out with a loss, he's going out still on his terms. So it's great to see AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers and one of my favorites ever to do it. So all the best in retirement, AJ. I doubt you'll ever watch this, but maybe one day we can have a talk and if this show gets big enough, you can come on. But Gunther, and I was thinking this in the lead up, Gunther had to win this to keep his heel status alive, and that's exactly what they did. And I wouldn't be upset with the Gunther world title run. I'll say it now, actually. Him entering the Rumble at 30 was disappointing. He didn't need the spot. He ended AJ's career. Unless they were gonna get him to win it, have him win it, which wasn't the case because we all knew who the winner was, as we saw. But yeah, that was a waste of the number 30 entrant in the Rumble. But Gunther is one of the best heels going around at the moment. You can if you want to disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But one of the best heels going around in pro wrestling at the moment. And I would like to see, there's plenty of people I'd like to see have a world title run this year, and Gunther is one of them. But he got the win with they throw up different terms these days. Rear naked choke is obviously what it's called in MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. Sleeper hold, traditional wise, if you're a pro wrestling traditionalist, it's obviously a sleeper hold. But yeah, Gunther got the win there, and we actually, I saw this somewhere on, I believe it was actual Twitter, if you still call it Twitter, that having AJ go out to the sleeper or rear naked choke is what they should have done with John Cena. But it's okay. Either way, I was happy with the end, even though I would have preferred either of them not losing and retiring already. Moving on to the next match, and we had undisputed champion Drew McIntyre defeating Sami Zayn. Now, I am so happy that Drew McIntyre won the title from Cody Rhodes. I do like Cody, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I like to go against the grain. But having Drew as a champion is just, he deserves it most of all. First and foremost, he deserves it. Second, I just think he's, besides Gunther, he's easily the best heel in the company. And when he won the WWE title back in 2020, it was the pandemic era. There was no crowds. Now he gets to do it in a crowd, and cheer him or boo him. It doesn't matter. He's doing some really good work. You couldn't have had Sami Zayn beat him here. So the decision to have Drew retain the title was the right one. I mentioned people I'd like to see win a world title this year. Sami Zayn is one of them. So yeah, some people think that the way Sami lost this match, it's not going to happen. I disagree. I saw someone say that, and I agree with them, that now that even though he's lost, they're going to do another build like they did with Cody, and Sami Zayn is going to win the Royal Rumble next year. I'd love for that to happen. That would be fantastic if Zayn could win the Royal Rumble next year and then win the big one at WrestleMania. But obviously that's a year away. We've got plenty of time. And who knows? Who knows what could happen before the year's out? He could beat, if Drew's champion, I doubt he'll be champion by SummerSlam, but if he is champion at SummerSlam, Sami could be the one to take it from him. Who knows? There's still a lot of time going through. We're only in February now. And yeah, so plenty of time for things to happen, especially with the WWE Undisputed Champion on SmackDown. Now, the Men's Royal Rumble match. Roman Reigns was your winner. I heard in the lead up that he was going to be the winner. I didn't want it to happen, but, what can you do? We're not the ones making the decisions, are we? But Roman's the winner. Yes and no, he deserves it. We know people are upset that he's a part-timer and that sort of thing. Remember, he held the undisputed title, the Universal title, and merged it into the undisputed title for quite a long time. And everyone showed up to watch him get beat, and then he finally did. So, yeah, but some people would say he deserves this, and I'm not going to disagree with those people, but I didn't want him to win the Rumble. Personally, who I wanted to win the Rumble wasn't even in it, which was disappointing. But, they had a really good showing. Actually, no, one person that I wanted to win it wasn't in the Rumble. That was Finn Balor. The actual person I did want to win it was actually Jacob Fatu. I felt like they should be going all in on Jacob. I'm a big fan of his, and he's just great. But I don't think Roman Reigns winning the Rumble is going to interrupt him getting the World Championship, getting a title this year. Because I'll tell you at the end who I think Roman's going to pick. But Obafemi, we'll move on to him, this gentleman right here. He had a very good showing in the Rumble. He was one of the early entrances, of course, which was good to see. He was number 1. Bron Breakker was number 2. And he eliminated Bron Breakker in 10 seconds after Bron Breakker was attacked by a hooded person. I was hoping that person would reveal themselves after the attack. They did not. My first guess, of course, was Seth Rollins. But I've seen different people say different things online. Someone actually thinks that it was Finn Balor, but that makes zero sense in the grand scheme of things. Unless Balor was going to attack Bron and take his spot in the Rumble. That would have been the only way that made sense, and it didn't. So I don't think it's Finn Balor. I think it is Seth Rollins. Only other person it could be possibly is CM Punk. But hopefully we'll get some answers on Raw tomorrow, which is tomorrow in Australia. It's obviously, I don't know what the time it is in America right now when you're watching this, so I'm guessing I'll say tonight for you guys. But Obafemi he did really well. They made him look very strong. My only problem with Femi's elimination was that they made him look like he wasn't paying attention and that Brock Lesnar snuck up from behind and tipped him over. There was no point in having someone like Lesnar eliminate Femi unless they're going to have Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar in WrestleMania, which I don't think they're going to do. But I just think that's a waste of elimination, you know. I just really don't like it. I'm not going to say I hate Brock Lesnar, but I'm not his biggest fan. Of course, I'd probably say different to his face, but anyway, I just think that was just silly to have Lesnar eliminate him like that. As for who I was impressed with in the show, of course, you had Javon Evans, big on him. I'm very happy to see, I'll say Chad Gable, but we had 2 El Grande Americanos in there. One of them was obviously Chad Gable and the other one was Ludwig Kaiser, of course. But yeah, that's going to make for an interesting sort of storyline there. We'll wait and see how that pans out, eh? But I'm just happy Chad Gable's back, and I'd like to see him just go just push. I know people, there's always the whole size thing when it comes into it for different wrestlers, and you know, Vince McMahon had his love of the whole. Who are they? The 6 foot, over 6 foot, you know, muscle bound freaks, or I should call them freaks, but you know, the muscle bound men that he absolutely loved. You know, he bucked the trend a few times and put the title on guys like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, whose name I really shouldn't be mentioning, but I just did. So sorry about that. And of course, Rey Mysterio. But Chad Gable's not a tall man. I would love for him to be pushed to the moon, but you know, whether it happens or not, and we'll see where this El Grande Americano shtick goes. I feel like they've left. I know Ivy Niles had some good matches on Raw, and she did decently. She did all right in the Rumble, wasn't great, but I feel like they've sort of, with no Chad Gable, they've left the Creed brothers behind a lot, and that's disappointing to see for the Creed brothers. So we'll wait and see what the return of Chad Gable, aka El Grande Americano, brings. So, but one of my favorite surprises from the Rumble was this man right here, the former Powerhouse Hobbs, now going by Royce Keys. When Powerhouse Hobbs, like the name came up on the Titantron, I was shocked. I was not. I'd heard whispers that he may have been heading to WWE, of course, but yeah, I wasn't expecting him to show up in the Rumble. So my biggest fear now is that, because he looked good in the Rumble, but what are they going to do? It's what they do post Rumble with Royce Keys that I'm worried about. I don't think you could go mid-card title. He obviously was a TNT champion over in AEW. I'd prefer him to be a world champion. If you're gonna poach someone from another company and you think they're highly regarded, I don't see why you wouldn't put them in your world title picture. That's just what I think. So I'm worried about what they're going to do with Royce Keys. I wouldn't be upset if he went for a mid-card title, but at the same time, again, like I said, if you poach someone from another company who you think is highly regarded, you should be putting that person in your world title picture. So, yeah. Obviously, you had the Vision and obviously minus Bron Breakker because he was out in 10 seconds. You had the other Vision members, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory, combining at times. But one of my favourite things, and I think this is something they should stick with moving on to like the road to WrestleMania, LA Knight eliminated all three members of the Vision. I love that. And it was good to see LA Knight back. I have big props on him. I've been wanting him to win a world title for so long. I know he's getting up there. I'm a little bit, I won't say naive, but I like to hold out hope for different things. And I'm still holding out hope that they're going to put a world title on LA Knight. But it's, each passing week, he loses or something doesn't go the way I think it should. That little bit of hope that I have, that little bit of hope just goes down and down and down. So if you're listening, if anyone from WWE is listening, please put the title on LA Knight. I know you won't, but hey, that's all right. But yeah, I just think LA Knight I'm a big fan. There's not many wrestlers I don't like. Actually, my list of wrestlers I don't like is probably shorter than is a lot shorter than it's like my list of MMA fighters I dislike is really short. There's probably only 2 or 3 guys that I dislike in pro wrestling and also in MMA. But that's a video for another day, guys. But moving through, of course, Lesnar coming out and being in the Rumble number 22. You had the Oracle, Paul Heyman, with him. I dare say Lesnar's going to be used sparingly. Again, with the way they had him eliminate over Femi, that shouldn't have happened unless they're going to do a WrestleMania match. They might do. I don't see that happening. But anyway, yeah. But what I want to talk about with Lesnar was the way he was eliminated, because Jey Uso, and he didn't do it last year. He went down the aisle normally, but he did one of his normal entrances that took forever. That was not the time and the place to do that entrance. And because of that, we'll go over here. I'm not going to play this because I may get done for copyright, but Zashi over on X says, "I'm sorry, but there has to be a line to the Jey Uso thing. Took ages to get to the ring, making Brock's elimination irrelevant and taking all the attention away from the ring. Then running it back during the Rumble. Who produced that shit? But I don't give a shit about the running it back. I like it. I like him running it back normally, but I agree with the fact that you shouldn't have made that entrance that long. And you had Cody Rhodes and LA Knight eliminating Brock Lesnar together, which I thought was great, but the crowd wouldn't have seen it because you've got Jey Uso doing his entrance and everyone doing the yeets and the, it's just me, Oos, and stuff like that. So anyway, that was a shame. Like I said, I'm not Lesnar's biggest fan, but I also don't think he should have gone out like that. So yeah, but that's all right. I'm not going to say it's a surprise, but you had Logan Paul in the final 4 again, which is I'm not upset with it, but Uh, I I don't hate like I don't I can't say I hate him, but he's actually really good at pro wrestling, and you can hate him as much as you want, but he really is a good pro wrestler. Like what it takes years for people to learn, he can do really well. So anyway, and he's got that heat too, of course. So yeah, I'm not but I don't think it should be the final four again. Or he shouldn't have been, but he was. Otherwise, Randy Orton coming in 29 was great. Got the old Orton doing the RKOs out of nowhere, which was great. I've been a little bit upset with the way Penta's been portrayed. He came in with all the bells and whistles and everything, and they pushed him to begin with, and now I feel like they've sort of, I won't say they've gone cold on him, but, I could be wrong too, but I just think that they could be doing more with Penta right now. I'd like to see him be an Intercontinental Champion. That'd be fantastic, but, Dom Mysterio is... The heat magnet that is Dom Mysterio is why we watch pro wrestling, isn't it? That's why we love it. Of course, Gunther coming out at number 30 was just a waste. One thing I was hoping for, and we've all heard the rumors, was that Chris Jericho, Y2J himself, was going to show up at the Royal Rumble. I held out hope that he was going to be number 30, and of course Gunther come out and he, didn't win. So, but that's it. Yeah. What can you say about that? I'm not going to say much else about that. It would have been great to have Chris Jericho in the Rumble. As far as I know, I'm guessing what I feel like is happening, and I feel like it was the same thing with his return back in the late 2000s, that obviously the way wrestling's portrayed now these days, you've got the internet, you've got social media, rumors can get out really easily, much easier than what they could once upon a time. So I feel like they might have people expecting him to show up at the Rumble, and they've sort of pushed him back. That's just one of my guesses. I don't think that would have happened. But I was upset he didn't show up at the Rumble, but I believe he may show up at WrestleMania. And if you're going to have him come back, I think either WrestleMania or the night after WrestleMania are the two best nights to do it. I don't think it's great to do it now, between now and WrestleMania, on the road to WrestleMania, because I don't think that's great, and that's going to take a lot of interest away from different things that they're doing and where these storylines are going to go on the road to WrestleMania. And of course, we had Drew McIntyre coming in and helping eliminate Cody Rhodes, so that leaves that open for those two to continue their feud. Maybe Cody wins the title back at WrestleMania. Okay, I'll just go straight to the winner for the Rumble and what I think is going to happen with Reigns. Roman Reigns, I believe, will challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. Now, one of the reasons I believe this will happen is because this will give Punk his proper WrestleMania main event. I know he had it last year in the triple threat match with Roman and, of course, Seth Rollins. But he's the champion now. He obviously won't lose it between now and WrestleMania. Roman will pick him. This will give Punk his proper main event, and Reigns will become the World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. So that's just what I believe will happen. It could change, but I don't think so, because I believe what's going to happen over on SmackDown for Drew's Undisputed title is you're going to get the three, SmackDown's big three at the moment, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu, all fighting over that Undisputed title. And I reckon there's going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania between those guys. Obviously, we've got Elimination Chamber to come in between. Usually the winner of Elimination Chamber gets the shot at the other title that the Royal Rumble winner hasn't picked, but like I said, Reigns will pick CM Punk, and I believe it to happen on Raw. And then, so that will be, I reckon that will be night one. Actually, no, that won't be night one. I reckon Drew, Jacob Fatu, and Cody Rhodes is going to be the night one main event. And I believe CM Punk versus Roman Reigns is going to be the night two main event. And this will give Punk what he's always dreamt of, and that is that final, not final, but that WrestleMania main event he's been wanting. A proper main event with a title on the line. And that's what I think will happen. So that's it for the Rumble. Like I said, they're my thoughts. If you have any different, let me know. That'd be great. Jump in the comments. But I'm going to go over to here, and we're going to have a quick look at the at tomorrow's Raw. This is from Sportskeeda. They've obviously the Raw after Rumble preview is Bron Breakker goes mad and 2 WrestleMania matches confirmed ? So let's go down here, and they believe that so obviously Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer are going to be it's the Philadelphia Street Fight like I thought. So I don't think, unless they throw a curveball here and have Raquel win and that whole elimination from Liv builds into a WrestleMania match, I don't think it will happen. I do think that the plan is Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. But it'd be a nice little twist to have Raquel win and then have her and Liv fight and have a bit of a build-up from there after that elimination. But I don't see that happening. What else have we got? Obviously, Liv Morgan will make her WrestleMania pick, so it's going to be Stephanie Vaquer if she retains, of course. CM Punk seeks revenge on Finn Balor. Now, Finn Balor is one person that I want to see win a world title. He hasn't had it since his injury after his Universal title. I'm pretty sure that's over 10 years ago now. So it's way past time for Finn Balor to be a world champion. He really needs to win it. I was disappointed that he wasn't in the Rumble. Like I said, if someone thought that masked person was Finn Balor that attacked Bron Breakker, the only reason you'd have Finn Balor attack Bron would be to take his spot in the Rumble. That would be the only reason. So I believe that's Seth's. I don't believe that was Finn Balor at all. But Balor, come on WWE, you've got to give Balor a championship this year. And you've got to do the same thing with Knight. So, but I know you can't have everyone be champion. That sort of defeats the purpose of, if you're putting it on everyone, then that doesn't make sense. But LA Knight and Finn Balor are the two, I think, the two that mostly need that title. But yeah, so CM Punk, we know that after last week's Raw, we saw CM Punk taking on AJ Styles, and Finn Balor interrupted the match. So Punk's probably going to seek revenge on Finn. Bron Breakker to wreak havoc. We all know that Bron is a little bit on the what's the word? A little bit on the angry side. So he might cause a little bit of havoc, and that would not surprise me. He could be running around spearing everyone. What they could do is, remember back in the day, in the Attitude Era, where you could have Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out and just stunning everyone and running off? I reckon you could have Bron Breakker coming out and spearing everyone and walking off. I think that'd be a good little twist, or not a twist, but a good little thing to have. And then you could build whatever is going to happen there. He can come out and spear everyone until the masked man reveals himself. I think that'd be a great idea, but that's all right. Who knows what will happen? But yeah, no doubt he will wreak havoc. And of course, down here, Roman Reigns challenges CM Punk at WrestleMania 40. And I agree with this 100%. They've obviously, I know a lot of people at one stage, and especially after Survivor Series and the War Games there, that we thought they were going to be angling towards Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns again. and I'm sure a lot of people are relieved that they're not. I'm one of those people. So I think this is perfect to have Punk and Roman go at it. I just think it will be great, and especially since he's on Raw now, to have Roman win the World Heavyweight title. And like I said, you get to give CM Punk his WrestleMania main event that he's wanted for so long. And, you know, I'm sure the guy wouldn't mind putting over Roman. I could be wrong there, but who knows? He's been very... when Punk first returned to WWE, I was a little bit worried. Even though I love the guy. I mean, there's only two people whose entrance music really moves me. CM Punk is one of those people. The other one is Cody Rhodes. So, you know, I believe that, you know, he's been good since coming back. I was a little bit worried after the way he left AEW, but the way he seems to be getting on to Paul Levesque, and the little clips I've seen here and there is like something that is really great to see. But he might not want to put Roman over. He might not want to lose his first WrestleMania main event, or his first proper WrestleMania main event where he actually defends the title. So, but yeah, we'll wait and see how that pans out. But I do believe that Roman Reigns is going to challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship for WrestleMania, because I believe that you're gonna in the other match is going to be Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match for that WWE Undisputed title. So, but fans, pro wrestling fans, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and there's no more exciting road than this one. So excited to hear your thoughts on the Rumble, who you think should have won, who impressed you. Like, subscribe, comment. You can go check out my articles on the fightwriter.com. I've got my own Patreon page where I'm sort of working through a couple of things. At the moment, I'm writing a 3-part series about Bret the Hitman Hart and his reigns during the 90s, being WWE champion, and why I felt like Vince McMahon doesn't respect him. You can go over, join my Patreon and read those. Part 3 will be coming this weekend. But that's it for me for this first episode of the Hardway Pro Wrestling Show. Thank you for joining me tonight. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, tell me who you think should have won the Royal Rumble. Tell me who you think Roman Reigns is going to pick for WrestleMania 42, and who Liv Morgan's going to pick for WrestleMania 42 as well. I think we've got our ideas, but you know, throw me a line, tell me what you think, okay? But thank you again for taking the time, and until next time, take care.